Alright, it's a bright early morning here in Lisbon, just on the outskirts of the city. We're actually in the district of Amadora, according to this map here. And speaking of this map, today we're going to be riding all of this as fast as possible. Oh, there we go. Now we got all of it in one frame. There we go. We're going to be riding the entire Lisbon Metro as fast as we can.
This bit of the Metro's Blue Line on the outside of town is actually fairly new. The station that we began at opened in 2016, with the earliest parts of the network going back to 1959. But already we get a taste for all the artwork that the Metro has to offer, which is one of its defining features. So the normal place to change from blue to yellow is Marquês de Pombal, but we'll hit that station anyway, so this little jump that I'm about to do can actually save you time if you're lucky.
Alright, so here's a park. Quite literally a park, I guess. And I got off here because I'm going to be doing an out-of-station interchange from the blue to the yellow, and here's the time. Let's lap it. But yeah, this is a very nice station, but it's very blue for a park. You know, maybe some green would make more sense.
It turns out the station's art is meant to depict Portugal's maritime journeys, or in other words,
colonialism. That's all I can really say, colonialism.
Now cut back to me running through the rainy streets of Lisbon like a headless chicken.
This could be really stupid. Oh no, it's a minute and a half. Okay, that's good. Either it's running super frequently or I quite literally missed it. But yeah, here we are. P-class. Let's slap the timer. There we go. That wasn't too bad. And here's the train. Alright, I'm at Marquês de Pombal again. The last sort of 10-15 minutes were super stressful. I had to go around the yellow and blue lines, run in the rain. I'm an absolute sweat ball right now. But we're making our way to the blue line, and we're going to take it to its coast at Santa Apollonia. And then from there, everything starts to get a little bit more straightforward. That was probably the most stressful part of the run.
It turns out that my running outside hack was fine. Right here at Marquês is where I lost most of my pace. I didn't know it at the time though.
Alright, ended the blue line. Finally done with that line. That took way too long. Now I gotta turn back again. There's our timer. Let's go. Now I know I don't really call myself a foamer that often, but cross-platform transfer, cross-platform transfer. How long do I have to wait? Just a minute. Cool beans. We're slowing down at Kajto Sodre. The hour mark has just gone. Again, filming has been really stressful in these past 30 minutes or so. It's so many tight transfers, and we're about to do one more here at Kajto Sodre. A lap when the train stops, and then we go. So next train's not for another 4 minutes. I'll take it a bit slowly. But yeah, this is where I was yesterday when I rode the train to Cascais. And now everything's a lot more chill.
The Lisbon Metro, as mentioned, has been around since 1959. Back then, there weren't really any lines, rather several interline services. It was only following rapid expansion into the 1990s, in anticipation of Lisbon hosting Expo 98, that all the lines were split and given the colors that we know today. The metro network today is fairly small, with just 50 stations and 44 kilometers of track across all 4 lines. Another standout feature of the Lisbon Metro is its iconic wayfinding. It's one of only a couple examples of the heavy metro system in Europe that names their lines with colors, and each of the 4 lines also has a symbol. So while we're here, let's talk potential Lisbon Metro extensions. The one that seems to have the most traction right now is a red line extension 4 stops to the south. While it will help to alleviate pressure on Tram 15, it won't be enough in my opinion because it won't go to Belém, a rather important destination further down. We'll talk more about this project next week though when we cover Lisbon's trams. Meanwhile, there was a rather controversial project that I think is dead, I can't entirely tell, which would have been to merge the green and yellow lines into a rather narrow circle line with 2 new stations, while killing direct downtown service for a lot of folks in the north.
Alright, this is a really nice station here. We're done the green line, so now we just have to knock out the yellow line, and then we'll go for the red one. And we're actually only going to go 1 stop because that station above ground that we were just at, Campo Grande, is where you change from green to yellow. And it's actually right next to the Stadio José Avelage, which is the home ground of Sporting, if you're a football fan, you'll know that. I'm going to try and get a view of the stadium, but it was completely surrounded by sound barriers, which kind of makes sense. You know, football ground and trains, they don't really go well together.
So while that circle line proposal from earlier is pretty bad, you can sort of simulate a circle line by extending the green line from here to meet the blue line, and then also on the other end, you could go a little bit west to meet the new red line extension. I think that all would be pretty cool. And now here at Campo Grande, I thought it was a cross-platform transfer, but to my heartbreak, it wasn't, and I had to go downstairs and change platforms. We're heading up the yellow line into Odivelas, another suburb that is served by the metro, and this is actually a fairly new extension as well. And now I'm turning back to get the last few stops on the yellow line before we start riding the red line.
Alright, I'm at Saldana. I just finished the yellow, and now we're going to transfer onto the red to go to the airport. Just gone 2 hours. Show the timer in a second. But yeah, this is getting to the end. Now, the most optimal route that I found was like 2 hours and 15 minutes. Something tells me we're probably not going to get that today.
And now let's wrap up on the red line, the metro's newest line that serves Oriente train station, the expo grounds, and the airport.
Just approaching the airport. There's no way to tell because there's no. It's completely on. Yep, there we go. There's the announcement. Okay. Stopwatch out, and we're gonna stop it as soon as the doors open. There we go. 2 hours and 22 minutes. That's it. That's Lisbon Metro. 2 hours and 22 minutes. And if I had been on the train for like 19 more seconds, I don't like the sound of that. But yeah, let's hang out at the platform a second. We've done it. Only 7 minutes slower than the optimal time that I found, which, incidentally, there that goes. But yeah, 7 minutes is the yellow line frequency. So perhaps if I had been a little bit more careful on the Park OSI from earlier in the run, then maybe we would have gotten the 215. And I think it might actually be a faster one than 215, but that was just the fastest that I could find in simulations. And crucially, I'm not gonna claim that this is a world record because I'm sure there might be someone who's done it, but hasn't posted it on the English-speaking internet. I haven't been able to find it though. So as far as I know, I just broke the record for the fastest time to ride the Lisbon Metro. Let's go. Oh, I'm just getting a report from the judges. It turns out I have made an absolutely terrible mistake. I haven't actually gone to all the Lisbon Metro stations. There's one I forgot. But fortunately, it's right here. It's called the Snack Zone.
My victory snack, and indeed my breakfast, is what was described as a creamy donut. All I'll say is it certainly lives up to the name. But there we go, that is Lisbon Metro Speedrun. Stay tuned for my coverage on the rest of the transit in the Portuguese capital.